Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Dr. Jan Fortman with the Relationship Matters Show. First of all, happy New Year. Happy, blessed, and prosperous New Year to all of you out there. I hope you had a beautiful New Year. I haven't seen you all in a while. I haven't seen you since that blizzard, that snow blizzard that trapped people um, all around the country, New York, and all the luggage. And my son was stuck. He had been in Rome and then got into New York and was stuck in New York for a couple of days and thought he wasn't going to get home for Christmas. Had to get a hotel, $199 a night. And then a friend of mine, uh, she was in Dallas trying to get back here to Chicago, and she spent Christmas Day in the airport. Couldn't get back here until that Tuesday. So I hope that if you were in that situation, that everything worked out fine for you and that your new year is just going off in just blazes, just wonderful. Well, I want to thank you all for coming in, and this is my first show of the new year, and I'm extremely excited about another year. So what are we going to do? I have a guest, and it is my honor that he consented to be my first guest of 2023. And who is he? He is Mr. Unstoppable. Let me tell you a little bit about him before I bring him. His name is Terrance Leftridge. He is the founder of UnStopABLE Coaching Services Incorporated. And his number one goal is to help clients focus more on what they're able to do, what they can do, and less on what's stopping them. He will make you unstoppable. And how does he do that? He does that by partnering with all kinds of people on their journey to creating, implementing, and achieving their visions. He is a certified communications accountability coach. You know, we all need a little accountability. He's an internet podcast host. He is a professional MC. He is a transformational speaker. He is an author. I could go on and on and on and on and on. But I know that you are excited to see him, to meet him. So I'm going to bring him on right now.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey.
Mr. Terrance Leftridge, the unstoppable coach. How are you?
Hey, Dr. Jan. It's an unstoppable day. Thank you so much for allowing me to share the presence on the Relationship Matters show with the queen herself. I'm already overjoyed and filled with honor in 2023, and it's only what, day five? So, there you go.
Right. I'm looking at your background. Where are you?
So, I was hearing about the stories you were saying before you brought me up about the snowstorms and flights delayed and people having to get hotels and all that nasty weather. So, I just decided to give you a little bit of this South Florida sunshine to just make everybody who's watching right now feel a little bit better. Just a little bit of warmth for the show. So, you're welcome.
Well, thank you. Wait a minute. It's too bad I can just only see it on the screen.
Well, just see it, visualize it, bring it in, just feel the love that's coming through the virtual screen into your home.
Okay, and I will feel the warmth and the
Yes,
sunshine. Okay.
yes,
Well, Beverly
absolutely.
Carey says Happy New Year to you. To
Happy New
us.
Year, Beverly. Hopefully, it's off to an unstoppable new year for you, full of possibilities and probabilities for your greatness this year.
Alrighty, alrighty. So now first of all, I want to ask you this. What made you come up with your title, The Unstoppable Coach?
That is a great question. So I'll try to give you the Cliff Notes version because the word came out of tragedy. The word came out of transformation. The word came out of actual anger, Dr. Jan, because back in 2008, I had lost my good government job. And for those of you who know about that good government job, it's that job that you get with the government, city, county, state, federal, and you get in there and you can stay there forever and you wait for the proverbial gold watch to come. Well, this watch didn't come from the government. The government actually gave me a pink slip in 2008, and it completely changed my world, Dr. Jan, because that good government job paid for the house that I was living in. That good government job paid for the wedding that I have had with my beautiful bride at the time, of which now we've been together for over 20 years. That good
Congratulations.
Thank
What?
you. That good government job paid for that midlife crisis car. I mean that car that I always wanted that was sitting in front of my house on the day that I got let go from my good government job.
Tell me the car.
The car was a Jaguar. Yes. Yes, yes. Yeah, I know. We fancy. So I was angry. I was upset. And I went outside that next morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, Dr. Jan, and I had a conversation with God. And I hope it's okay to say God on your show because that
Most definitely.
okay. You guys call him whoever what you want to call him. But I went in my backyard that was paid for by that good government job, and I had a conversation. Well, no, I'm lying. I had an argument, Dr. Jan, with
Okay.
God. I looked
Okay.
up at God and I said, God, you said you would never forsake me. You said that you would always be there. You said that you would protect me. And right now I feel forsaken and I feel unprotected. And you have to do something about this situation. You have to do something, God, that's going to change my situation, turn it around 180 degrees from where it was right then and there. Because, Dr. Jan, that situation could not last.
Okay.
And in the still voice of the night, he gave me one word. You know what that word was?
Mm-mm.
Well, actually, he gave me three words in one. The
Okay.
word was unstoppable.
Shut your mouth.
So, what you talking about, God? And so when he broke it down so that it would forever be broken, it was just like the skies had opened up and an epiphany came across. So let me tell you real quick, the three words in the one word unstoppable, it breaks down like this. First, you've got the the un, which we
Okay.
commonly call the no, the not, the things you have said no to, the people who have said no to you, the things that you have not gotten yet, the things you have not been able to afford yet, the things you have not been able to do, those things that keep you stuck in the proverbial rut that you are in your life. And then that second word, that red stop sign, the STOP, the things that stop you from having more, stop you from doing more, stop you from being more. Those are the things we usually focus on. We usually focus on the things we do not have and the things that are stopping us, Dr. Jan. But I'm here to tell you today that the third word in that one word, unstoppable, is the word that God told me to focus on, and is now the word that I use to focus people attention to each and every day in my practice, and that is the ABLE, the able. What are you able to do even though you do not have this? What are you able to do even though there are some things that may be stopping you? What are you able to do even though you have obstacles in your life? Dr. Jan, I realized that when I started focusing on the things that I still had, even though I didn't have that job anymore, then the light bulb started to come on of the possibilities for my life. And when you focus more on what you're able to do and less on what's stopping you, that's when you become unstoppable.
Preach.
Mic drop.
Wow.
And
That
that's what I said to God that night when he said, because that was just mind blowing. I had to change my whole perspective. I had to change my whole way of thinking because I was solely focused on the fact that I had lost everything I thought. But he
okay.
turned it back to around to let me know there are so many other things that you are still able to do in spite of that loss. and
Wow.
and when people recognize all the other things that they're able to do, like, watch this, you're still
Okay.
able to breathe.
Yes.
You may not be able to go breathe in the office of that past job, but you're still able to breathe. That
Right.
means as long as you have breath in your body, there's still a purpose for you. Focus on what you're still able to do while you still have that breath in your body. And that's when you become unstoppable. Those are the things that I help people change their mindset, change the way they think and act and do, and then start focusing on the abilities that they already have inside of them.
And Renita Dixon agrees with you. Mindset is everything.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Renita. Someone way smarter than me said that wherever you are in life, Dr. Jan, your mind got there first. And my mind, I said I got fired from my good government job, but if I'm really honest with myself and I'm really honest with you and the millions of viewers that are watching Relationship Matter, in my mind, I had already left that job months before I got fired.
Okay.
But in the physical, we don't move, even though our mind is telling us to move, because the fear of the unknown, the fear of what's on the other side. You stick with the devil that you came to the dance with because you know that devil, but you don't know what's on the other side. I could do that good government job with my eyes closed, Dr. Jan. And many times I drove to work and I didn't even know how I
How we
got
got
there.
there. Right.
And I went into the office and I filled out paperwork and I turned in reports, and it was just like on auto drive. But something here was always getting my attention during the day. There was always a moment during the course of the day where I was sitting at my desk and I was saying to myself, there's got to be more than this.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that good government job had the Jaguar and the house and the relationship, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, well, there's got to be more than this. I just can't bring myself to go and lose."
Right.
And so sometimes I say God is a funny God, Dr. Jan, because he will take it away from you because you're not willing to walk away from it yourself.
And that's very true. That's
Yes.
very, very true, Terrance. We I wanted to ask you about that self-talk that we have to have with ourselves, and
Yes.
and positive self-talk. And like you said, scared to leave, because this is what I know. I
Yes.
know Steve Harvey used to say jump.
And grow your wings on the way down.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Well, a question came in already.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, yeah, yeah, they start texting. So what is the number one obstacle most people say that is in their way to be able to achieve their goal?
The number one obstacle that is in people's way that are stopping them from achieving their goal,
Yeah. What do
three
you say?
letters.
Okay.
YOU.
Okay. All
You
right.
are the number one person that is in your way from getting to the place that you were created to be. Now, there's a different phrase. It's not the place that you may want to be, it's not the place you
Mhm.
think you should be, but it's the place that you were created to be. Many times, Dr. Jan, people can't get to that point because they're trying to be the next Dr. Jan when they were created to only be Gene, when they're trying to be the next Terrance Leftridge, when they're supposed to be the best Terry, the best John, the best Maurice, whoever it is. Many times we look at all of this social media and all the glitz and glamour and out there, and we see people's glory, Dr. Jan, but we don't know their story. We don't, well, we see them at their best and at their finest, but we don't know the mess that they went through to get to that point. And many of the people, you mentioned Steve Harvey, he said it a number of times. I'll say it too. I had to get out of my own way in order to get to the point where I am today. Let me say that again because somebody missed that. I had to get, you will have to get out of your own way in order to get to the place that you want to be today. And
So go ahead. Go ahead.
that's
Sorry.
why the biggest obstacle in many of our lives is the YOU. It's you. You're the biggest obstacle in your way to get to your greatness.
So now Sarah Crawley says, change your thinking, change your life. So I think she also says, don't know you're on the mountaintop until you go in the valley. Ah, that's really
Absolutely.
good. I like that.
Yeah. And a good friend of mine says, many times we get to a mountaintop and one or two things happen. We get to the mountaintop and then we look across the way and we see there's another mountain to climb.
Mhm.
So the top of one mountain is the valley to the next mountain. So there's still some climbing to go. But the the biggest problems that some people see is that they fight this rat race, they crawl up they climb the mountain and they do everything they think they need to do to get to the top of the mountain, only to find out they climbed the wrong mountain.
So I want to ask you a question. Now, well, two, how do you know what you're created to be? That's the first question. And how do you know when you say there's a valley and that there's another mountain? How do you know all this? And the thing is, and like Sarah said, change your thinking, change your life. How do you do that? How do I know what I'm created to be?
You know, it's called that self discovery. For me, as I said earlier, I was going to that good government job, but every time I was sitting at my desk, there was something yearning inside of me. There was something deep in the pit of my belly that was saying, this is where you need to be. This is what you need to be doing. You're not living your best life where you are right now. You're not providing what you were gifted by God.
Uh-huh,
Each and every one of us has a gift that
uh-huh,
was placed inside of us at birth by the creator,
uh-huh.
and it was locked in a place deep down inside of us so that we couldn't get easy access to it. Have you ever given a kid a toy before the kid was able to really enjoy the toy because he didn't know how to use it? She didn't know how to play with it, she didn't know what its purpose was. That's the same thing with your gift. If he had given you the gift and let you know what the gift was from the very beginning, you wouldn't be prepared to utilize that gift to its best and highest value. So, what
Okay.
does he do? He placed that gift inside of you, but then he also places life lessons in your path things for you to struggle with, things for you to overcome, things for you not to lose at, but to learn from, so that you can get prepared for this gift that is locked inside of you. So once you learn the lessons and you overcome the obstacles and you reach that mountaintop, boom, bang, bow, bow, the surprise, the gift comes out. And that's where you figure out what you're created for. Now, there is no time frame for this, Dr. Jan. There are some people that get their gifts early on in life. There are some people who get their gifts later in life. That's because the gift was created specifically for you, not for you to keep, but for you to give to someone else. That's why we call it a present. But if you don't do your part to unlock that gift, then you can't give that present to somebody else that, watch me now, is probably going to help them unlock their gift that they have to give to somebody else. So it's important for us to go inside and really take the time to learn from all of our life lessons, learn from all of the obstacles we've had to overcome, and really say, well, what's the common denominator? What is the common denominator for you that is the thing that you were created to do? I always felt like I was created to help people. Every job I had from a teenager up to where I am now has a component of helping people. But helping people is that pie in the sky terminology that I had to drill down to find out what it was. And it wasn't until I stopped, I got fired from that job where I was helping people, but that
Okay.
wasn't where I was supposed to be. It
Okay.
wasn't until I lost that I did some more self-discovery and found this thing called life coaching.
Okay.
If people need coaches in the game of sports, then I realized they also need coaches in the game of life.
Okay.
And
Very,
that's where I
very good.
found what I was created to do.
So actually, like you say, even the job, your good government job, so to speak,
Hmm.
you were helping people. And I know there's something called spiritual gifts,
Yes.
and we took that at our church, and it amazed me that. And now I've always my good government job was teaching, you know,
Okay.
and and when I saw that on the spiritual gifts ledger, I thought, oh wow, you know. Then I went all the way back to, so because like you said, that gift is implanted in you,
Yes.
and I thought, okay, when I was a kid, I liked to play school,
Hmm.
and I was always the teacher, you know, and because that's what I, and so every job that I have had, I was educating. And
Right.
all the way up to now, it's the same thing. You know, it's like educating people, so to speak. You know,
Yeah.
my husband likes to say telling people what to do, but I don't say that.
Well, that could be one definition, but even even with what we're doing right now, you're in a position where we are teaching, we are sharing knowledge, we are sharing wisdom that somebody who's watching the show either live or in the replay, it's going to help them learn something about themselves. And isn't that the role of a teacher?
Yes, it is. And it's also, I did a presentation on listening to the universe. And I talked to some kids sometime and I said, you know, what is it that you just love to do right now?
Yeah.
What is it that you love to do? And think about this when you are seeking a career or whatever, because this is your gift. You do it so well, you love to do it.
Yeah.
That's your gift. And as Sarah has said too, here she said, many gifts are buried in graves.
Absolutely, Sarah. If you want to find the richest place on earth, go to your local cemetery, because that's the place where dreams have gone to die. That's the place where people have let the and the stop hold them in place, and they never really got to the point of figuring out what they were able to do. And so they took all those gifts to the grave. And my speaker coach, Dr. Ruben West, he always says, what a tragedy it would be to get to your final day and to recognize that you did not live out your purpose. You know, the God gave us a gift, and he gave us a gift to utilize. And I know myself for a fact, I don't want to go back on judgment day and him ask me a question, did you utilize the gifts that I gave you? I want to be able to say that I lived full and I died empty.
All right, I love that. I love that. So I need to take a quick
Okay.
break. And when we come back, I really want to find out from you. I know you did your self-talk, you helped yourself. What made you become a coach? What made you decide to be the kind of coach that you are? And what goes into being a coach?
Okay.
And just okay. So we'll be right back. Just a quick break. Don't go anywhere because Mr. Unstoppable is giving us all kinds of just wonderful, great nuggets. I should be writing stuff down, but you know,
We're recording, so you're good.
right? I was getting ready to say, but I am recording. So anyway, I'll be able to look at the recording a little later. So we'll be right back. Don't go away.
From right to left, and every angle in between. Know what I mean in this day and age? So many seem like they're lost inside a world and held captive in a dream. A glimpse of mediocrity, take one for the team. And even though this path is long and this place is unforeseen, gotta keep your feet moving, filling spaces in between, seeing places in your dreams. If you complacent by your means, by all means go back to sleep. The path is steep, there's no rest for the weary. If you intend to reach peaks, it gets deep. Come on, it's infinite, we still climbing. Yes, yes, y'all. And thanks for the positive vibes, but I still got a mountain to climb. Just take it one step at a time,
I'm gonna
yo.
ball till I fall, gonna ride till I die. I'll never give in, yo, if I wanna survive. Not gonna swallow my pride, I'll never give up. Cause when it's all said and done, is what I've done enough. I push myself to the edge, I push myself to the brink. Is the toil all worth it? It makes me stop and think. But through the mud and the mire, the joy and the strife, no one can claim that I didn't live all of this beautiful life.
We are back with Mr. Unstoppable Terrance Leftridge. So,
Welcome back.
yes. So, what made you really want to start coaching other people?
So, we've been talking about gifts this entire show, and I had the opportunity to take some time and sit back and think after I lost that job. What is it that I was created to do? And as I said to you, there was always an aspect of help in everything that I did. I worked in county government working with child and neglected youth. I worked in the geriatric community. I worked in the banking community. I worked in the financial industry. All different aspects and different industries, but all with an aspect of helping people. And so I said, well, what is it that I am supposed to do, Dr. Jan, that is really going to make the biggest and highest impact and help people as only I can? And so during my searching, I ran across uh, this local entity in Chicago that was doing workshops. And there was this workshop called life coaching. And I was like, what is that? And so I went and I checked it out. It was a free neighborhood workshop, and I met this phenomenal lady, and she was talking about this thing called life coaching. And as I said to you before, she said exactly, if athletes need coaches in the game of sports, and athletes are people living their life, then doesn't it stand to reason that people living their life need coaches in the game of life? And it was like that matrix moment, you know. I was like, what? There it is. That's what it is. I help people navigate this game called life. You know, I think we're all players on the proverbial chessboard, and God is playing this game. And we're all pawns or kings or knights or bishops, and we all have this role to play in the game called life. But many times we don't know which way we're supposed to move. Are we supposed to move forward? Are we supposed to move back? Are we supposed to move left? Are we supposed to move right? Are we supposed to take 2 steps forward or 2 steps back? We don't know. So we need someone to come alongside us to help in this game of life, to coach us to our next level of our greatness. And that's what really stood out for me. And the other question you asked is what the type of coach I am. I am a certified accountability coach. Now, that's different from life coach. Like we
Okay.
said earlier, helping is that pie in the sky, life coaching is that pie in the sky type of coach. What I help you do, Dr. Jan, is I hold you accountable to the things that you say you want to be, you want to do, or you want to have. I am that accountability partner that goes alongside of you, that helps you figure out those goals, that helps you put a plan in action, but then stays there with you to hold you accountable to making those things happen. We're at the
Okay.
beginning of a new year right now. So, you know, there's many people out there that made their New Year's resolutions,
Mhm.
but they didn't tell a soul what those resolutions was. They may have walked went in their bathroom and looked in the mirror and told the mirror, but the mirror won't talk back to you. So if a month from now, if that resolution has fallen by the wayside, if you signed up for that gym membership 5 days ago and 5 days
Right.
from now you still have not gone, if you have decided that you are going to change your diet and you're still cooking the same things you were cooking on Thanksgiving and Christmas, if you decided that you were going to start looking for a new relationship but you're still doing the same negative things that you were doing last year, yeah, but you didn't tell anybody about him, then there's no accountability. But once you put it out into the universe, once you tell a coach, once you tell an accountability coach, well, this is what I want to work on, this is where I want to be, and this is when I want to be there,
Mhm.
then we're going to put together benchmarks. We're going to
Okay.
talk about where you are a week from now. We're going to talk about where you are a month from now. I'm going to remind you this is what you said you wanted to do. And I'm going to ask you what steps have you put in place to make this happen. Statistics show that when you are accountable to no one, nothing gets done. But when you become accountable to someone, your chances grow exponentially of reaching the goals that you've set for yourself. Why? Not because you're just focusing on it for yourself, but now you become responsible to somebody else for what you said you were going to do.
So let me ask you, do you have a coach? Do
I
you
have a number of coaches.
okay.
Yes, I
Coaches
fully believe
need
that
coaches.
coaches need coaches. Absolutely. Because, you know, I can't go around telling you to be unstoppable if I'm not being unstoppable too.
Okay.
And I'm human just like you. I have my days where I don't want to get up. I get up and say each and every day that it's an unstoppable day. But some days are harder than others to make that statement. And so
Okay.
I need someone else to hold me accountable, someone else to lift me up, to be that strong foundation when I'm falling down,
Okay.
when I don't feel so unstoppable.
Okay. Okay. So now with so you work with all different kinds of clients, and how important is it to form relationships with your clients? How do you get them to trust you, number one? Uh, and 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 I know it's a professional relationship that you have with them, but do you also have personal relationships with them, and how does that affect your coaching business?
Well, I think it's impossible to have a professional relationship without having a personal relationship at some point.
Okay.
As a coach, again, your clients are telling you sometimes their deepest desires, otherwise known as goals. These are the things that they want to achieve that's going to make them the best version of themselves. That's a very personal statement that you're making to someone, and you're entrusting someone else with that goal, with
Mhm.
that dream. And our job as coaches is to take that trust and grow it. And sometimes we have to be the person that believes in them more than the person believes in themselves, until they can build up that belief where they can stand on their own 2 feet in that belief. So it's a very personal relationship. And the people that I work with are mainly up and coming speakers, coaches, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders. Why? Because I am a speaker, coach, entrepreneur, and thought leader. So I have been in the places where these up and coming people are now finding themselves. And
Okay.
you want to coach, you want someone to coach you that is at a level beyond where you are. If the coach is
Okay.
on the same level as you, they can't do anything for you because they're not any further along than you are. They say that if you're the smartest person in the room, you got to find another room.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need to leave the room.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the whole point. You want to be connected with people who are at the level that you're trying to get to, because they're going to stretch you and pull and hopefully pull you up to that level as they continue on their journey to going to higher levels as well. So that's why it works with the people that I work with, because they know I have gone through some of the things that they're going through, and I can impart tools, tips, and strategies to help them get to the next level in their journey.
That's what I was going to say. That you can help people when you've gone through that journey yourself. And you got a compliment here. Gwendolyn Dunbar says, many dreams are killed by the naysayers of the world. We need more positivity in, and we do need more coaches like yourself.
Well, thank you, Gwendolyn, for that. I appreciate that. It's all about positivity. We can find negativity without even searching for it. We live in a society of naysayers. We live in a society of negativity. The media makes more money when something tragic happens than when something great happens. That's why you see the good stuff early in the morning, or in the middle of the 6 o'clock news, but on the 8 o'clock news in the morning, or the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock news here in on the Eastern time zone, it's negative, 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 negative. So we've got to counteract that with more positive. We need more positivity. When I say it's going to be an unstoppable day, Dr. Jan, I didn't say it was going to be a great day. I didn't say it was going to be a glorious day. I said it was going to be an unstoppable day. And let me break it down. That's my manifesto to the world, that no matter what happens in my day, good or bad, I'm not going to let the good stop me, and I'm not going to let the bad stop me. And sometimes we just got to say to the world, bring it on. Whatever you got, bring it on, because I'm going to still be positive no matter how much negativity you try to shoot my way. I'm going to still persevere no matter how many obstacles you try to put in my day. Wherever you are in life, I said it earlier, your mind got there first. So we have to train our mind to get to the positive no matter how much negativity we're going to encounter in our day.
Okay, another question came in here via text. We know that fear can be an obstacle, but what tip can you provide of how we can overcome it?
It's going to sound cliche, but the acronym for fear is false evidence appearing as real. So, first of all, you've got to recognize the fear for what it is. So, let's say you're having financial troubles, and you may wake up every day and you're like, it is a cloudy day outside, even though in reality, it looks just like my background. Bright sky, sun is shining, but in your mind, it is just a horrible day. You've got to change the way you think. You've got to change the way you think about that fear. So if the acronym is commonly known false evidence appearing as real, you got to change the acronym. So for
Okay.
my acronym for fear is face every day and rise. Why? Because he's given me that gift of he's given me that ability to stand up. He's given me that ability to get up most days in my right mind. Don't ask me about Saturdays and Thursdays. That's a whole other conversation. But if he's still giving you that gift to get up, then you got to face every day and rise. If you can just change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And so you got to look at that fear differently. So if you have a fear of money, you got to look at money differently. What is it about the money that you fear? Is it that you fear the money, or is it that you fear the things that you're not able to get because you may not have the money that you need to get those things? Well, then break it down even more. Is that thing that you're trying to get something you need or something you want? If it's something you want, then that's something then you can push back for later. If it's
Okay.
something you need, what are you, watch me, able to do right now to get that thing that you need right now? Break down the fear to its most common denominator, and you'll find out that it really isn't fear, it's just how you think about
Oh,
it.
so I have a, let's see here. Sarah Crawley says, "Is your gift the passion you have for something you do if you didn't get paid?"
So we want to make clear distinctions between gifts and passions because we have a
Okay.
lot of gifts. There are a lot of things, Dr. Jan, that you do well, but there aren't as many things that you might be passionate about. And it's that thing that you're most passionate about that's usually the thing that you'll do regardless of if you get paid or not for it.
Okay.
I love talking to people. And sometimes it's to my detriment because as coaches, you've probably gotten this too, Dr. Jan. Someone who knows you, they will call you up and they will ask you that proverbial question. Can I just ask you a quick question? And that quick question turns into an hour conversation. Why?
Happened to
Because
me today, hour and
they
2 minutes.
yes.
Yep. Hour.
It turns into that because they know that's what you love to do. And you'll do it and you won't even send them an invoice. And I've had to get to the point that before I even pick up the phone, I'm like already pulling up my invoice template on my screen so I can just put in their email address and send it. So that's the difference. Gifts and
Okay.
passion. You got a lot of gifts. There's a lot of things you know how to do. There's probably even a number of things that you know how to do well. But that one thing that you're passionate about is probably the gift that you will do regardless of if you were getting paid for it.
Okay. I never, I never thought about it like that. I never did. So now I can see you are an amazing coach. Now you also do speaking, right?
Yes.
You do public speaking. So if
Yes.
I want to come and see Mr. Unstoppable Terrance, the Unstoppable Coach, so where can I come and see you?
Well, you can see me virtually just by going to my website, unstoppablecoaching.com. And on that website, there's a link to my show, The Unstoppable Story Show, where we talk to ordinary people just like you and me with unstoppable stories. And we talk about their story so that you can see that if they can do it, if they can overcome obstacles and they can go to the next level of their greatness, then maybe, just maybe, you can too. So that's the one of the easiest way. You can check out some of my past shows on demand on my website, and you can also get information about upcoming shows. If you want to see me in person, if you are ready to break off the shackles of solitude and you're ready to come back out into the world, you can come to St. Louis, February 17th through the 19th. Yours truly, Mr. Unstoppable, will be in the Lou, y'all. We are doing this great conference called the Becoming the Best You Conference. And our only goal for this conference is to help each and every one of you who are in attendance, whether you're watching us in person in St. Louis or if you're watching us via live stream over the 3-day events, is to help you get the tools, tips, and strategies to become the best version of you, whatever that is, whether if it's just personal development that you're looking to get, or if you're looking to become get personal strategies and skills for the business or for the practice that you're a part of, or if you're looking to become a better speaker, we're also helping people do that as well. So you can go to our website, www.comechangeyourlife.com. Hey, if you want to change your life and become the best version of you, then come see us in St. Louis, February 17th through the 19th for the Becoming the Best You Conference. I'm going to be doing a keynote speech as well as a 45-minute breakout training session where we'll be talking about tools, tips, and strategies to become the best speaker you can be in 2023.
Okay, you know what? I want to put in the on a banner here. So give me the name of the conference again, so I can run it across the bottom, just in case somebody really wants to, or really how they can. I know the website www.
Right, comechangeyourlife.com, and I put it in the private chat for you too, Dr. Jan, so you can copy and paste it
well.
into a banner.
Okay, well, okay, www.comechangeyourlife. Correct?
.com, absolutely.
Okay, so here it is. Put it right then in there so they can see it.
Bam!
It's big and bold.
Yes, because that's what we want you to be in 2023. You know what, Dr. Jan, I don't know, there might be some of your viewers that believe in numerology, but this is something that God gave me on New Year's Eve. 2023. If you add those four numbers together, the 2, the 0, plus the 2, plus the 3, guess what that equals? That equals 7. And 7 is the number of completion. If you haven't finished anything you started before now, this is your year for completion. It is destined in 2023 that this is the year that you will no longer stop, you will finish. This is the year that you will no longer be incomplete, but you will be complete. This is the year. It's destined in the numbers that the number 7 is always the number of completion. So if you are ready to be complete in 2023, let's start that process now by seeing your face in the place in St. Louis, February 17th through the 19th, and we'll help you become the best version of yourself and be complete in 2023.
Okay. Now, we only got 7 minutes, 6 minutes. Good grief. Okay,
7 minutes.
So I know you're an author, but also you are a contributor to a new magazine called She Exists. So tell us about She Exists.
I don't know if you can see it, with this background, but this is
Yeah,
a
definitely.
phenomenal magazine. It's the brainchild of the super connector, I like to call her, Janelle Harris. But She Exists magazine is a magazine for women by women. And then they let a couple of men come in and every now and then and help out. But it's for that woman who's been marginalized. It's for that woman that has just been uh, existing and not living. It's for that woman that needs to see other women doing the things that she wants to do in her life and letting the world know that she exists. We have women from all across the globe, from all walks of life, from all industries, from celebrities to everyday people that are helping people in their lives know that they exist and that they matter. She Exists magazine is a quarterly magazine and it is in print as well as online. And you can go to sheexistmag.com, sheexistmag.com to get more information on how you can become a subscriber to the magazine. You can also see some of our online blogs, of which your boy, Mr. Unstoppable, is a contributing author to the magazine. So I have articles in the magazine as well as on the website that you can check out right now. And it's a great way for women all over the world to recognize that you matter and that you exist. And I'm so happy that you are also in the magazine, Dr. Jan, showing the world the queen that you are on the inside and out and letting people know that it's never too late to fulfill your dreams. So let me ask you one question. How did it feel to share your story in the magazine?
Oh my God, it was great, and I'm just hoping when people read my article, my contribution, that I can motivate and inspire women, especially senior citizens, senior women, midlife women, and to let them know it's never too late. Because on December 5th, I made 81. And
Stop
so, and
lying. Why do you always lie about your age? God.
I've been extremely blessed and highly
Yes.
favored.
Blessed and highly woo woo favored.
Right. So yeah, and I cannot wait to see the issue. And people, I'm going to be on a billboard in Times
Woohoo!
Square.
Times Square. Look at here, look at here.
I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. But anyway, that's all about me. So I have one more thing. Sarah Crawley asked here. Let me get it. Let me get it. Let me come off of this right quick. And Sarah asked this question, and you can give me a yes or a no. Has your coaching supplanted your good government job?
Has my coaching by itself supplanted my good government job? Not yet. But
But she
here's the
wants to
beautiful
know.
thing about coaching. As a coach, I became an author. As an author, I became a speaker. As a speaker, I became a professional MC. As a professional MC, I got to host my own show. And now we're doing these conferences because out of one thing, once you start walking in your purpose, the universe will make room for you. So my millions is not coming from just coaching, but if I had not stepped out and did the coaching, the millions wouldn't come. So that's the one thing I want to leave with you guys. The journey of 1,000 steps begins with the first step. You have this opportunity in 2023 to take that first step towards completion. You have the opportunity in 2023 to make this year for real the best year ever. You're in relationship with Dr. Jan, and now you're in relationship with me. And because of that relationship, we want to help you get to the next level of your greatness. But we can't do it alone. The first step starts with you.
And I was going to ask you, like, what is your final thought? I didn't even have to ask you that because that was an amazing, valuable valuable end of this show today. And I just really, Terrance, want to, Mr. Unstoppable, I have to put that. You have so, woo, so much value with it, so much to think about, and so much value. I really, really want to thank you for being my guest and for giving so much uh, to my audience. Uh, and I've been knowing you for a little while, and I'm like, oh, go ahead. Like I didn't know Terrance was this deep.
Well,
This is
that's
this
what
is
we do, Chi-Town. We go deep. So I am so grateful to you. I want you to know that this relationship between the two of us matters to me, and so I'm so glad to be able to share this time with you, break proverbial virtual bread with you, and hopefully help some people in the process. And anytime you need me, I'm just a phone call away.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day in sunny Florida. And I am
Absolutely.
jealous, but just thought I.
Well,
All right.
that just means you're gonna come see us this time. And
I,
as I always say, absolutely. Your partner's coming. You can come on with them. But
I
wherever you
never thought
are,
about that.
yes,
Thank you so
wherever
much,
you are in
Terrance.
the world today, you know what I say. Don't just make it a great day. Go out and make it an unstoppable day.
Unstoppable day. Thank you so much, Terrance. Bye bye. Well, has been great. It has been great. He has given so much value to us. And you know what? There are all kinds of relationships and all kinds of relationship matters because all kinds of relationships do matter. So I will see you again next Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Relationship Matters Show. Now, if you would like to be a guest on the show, and I talk so much with Terrance, and it's 8 o'clock already, but if you'd like to be a guest, Jan for now, no, not that one. That's too hard to remember. Relationship Matters TV at gmail.com. That's Relationship Matters TV at gmail.com. If you would like to be a guest, if you would like to recommend a guest, or if you just have a particular person that you would like to see or a theme that you would like to see, contact me at relationshipmatterstv.com. All righty. And I will see you again next Thursday, same place, same time on the Relationship Matters TV show. Bye-bye.